Weekend market update here on the 25th. So the video I made yesterday was early in the morning. I talked about we need to get down to 392.60 in order to complete a third wave, but I think that this can be also a ending diagonal, the short third wave. I guess that makes the most sense, but we still don't know if this is an ABC pattern or if this is a third wave right here. If it's an ABC pattern, the next way this could go is bounce and then maybe get a 5-wave move down, or we can just go straight from the bottom here and make a 5-wave move up. So if we bottom here on Monday around 391, 392, we can just go up to say 430, maybe touch the August highs, or maybe just come and make a shorter high here around 420. So ABC is what bulls want to see. As far as the chart goes, though, on lower time frames, I think that looks like either 1, 2, 3, 4, and another move lower. But on this wave right here, I think it ended right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm looking for this move right here. Even though it looks very corrective, I guess an ending diagonal will be the best way to explain it. I would be looking for somewhere around 393 to 392.18. So maybe a 1% dip, maybe 0.75% dip on Monday down here, and then we should get a bounce after that. Looking at the moving averages, we did not get to the 200-day on the daily. That's one to look out for, and then also the 20 on the weekly is another one to look out for, which is right here at 391.48. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on Monday, is a little bit more move down to complete the overall third wave, and then we should bounce. If it finishes around 390, low 390s, and we're looking for a bounce to somewhere around 398, and then I'd be looking for, if it's a fifth wave, we're going to come down here to mid 380s, potentially lower, and probably get right back in this chop. We'll probably bounce out of that chop from earlier in January and late December. And then if it's a 5-wave move, we're looking for a bounce to 400 to 405, and then more downside. This could also be an ABC pattern. So again, just focusing on the shorter term is the best way to go about this, because there's so many different possibilities based on this move. So basically, short term, look for a little bit more downside and then a bounce to probably minimum 398. So 391, 392, 393, and then 398, pretty much. And then let's look at Tesla. And then again, actually, let's look over the Bollinger Bands. Still, on the daily, like I talked about the other day, on the daily time frame, we are at the very extreme point on the Bollinger Bands, way outside. So I think that there probably isn't much more downside, and I think that this 200-day on the daily should be a bounce point if we get there, back up to at least 398. So that's kind of on the daily. On the weekly, we're still not to the 20-day, so we're still not even to the middle of the Bollinger Band. So we could also come down and hit that and then bounce. But I don't think we're going to go straight down from here to the very bottom range. We're going to have to bounce first. Tesla. I was looking at this chart more in depth last night, and I think that This is definitely WXY, but I'm starting to think that for how far we bounced right here, I think that this could be WX, and then this is only A. So A, and we're currently could go higher than many suspect, and then finish down here at potentially around 80 bucks. On this move right here, the reason I say it could go higher is because if we zoom in here, if this is A, we look at this right here, this is very corrective, and so I don't expect this to come down that much farther. So if we only correct, let's say we come all the way here to 214 and correct down to like 188, and the bottom was at 100, we could be seeing another big move higher and just a short B wave here and another big move higher here, potentially all the way up to here. So let's say 188, bottom was 102, top was here. We could see a bigger move, maybe up to the 1.23 fib, potentially the 1.61 fib here at 284. And I would be like, that's pretty crazy, but a lot of people are betting on the downside, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see A, pullback B, and then we get up all the way up here to 284. That would make a lot of sense for the fibs too, because that's about $20 below the X wave. Be A, B, and then we would get a C wave that barely gets past the end of the A wave down here to 80 bucks, and the whole move would play out as WXY that does not go past the 1.61 fib. So I think that there is potential for more upside in Tesla over the coming months. And so obviously that kind of means that I think SPY is probably going to go higher too. But yeah, if you look at this chart on lower time frames, I still see it as some kind of corrective move. I think that this should be labeled A, B, and I'm looking for a C wave down here. This looks like an ABC move as well. Something like that. So WXY move to finish it off. But we'll see. We'll have to just go day by day. And if this ends up just being the B wave right here, a very short B wave, and we go higher, I would be looking for potentially the 1.61 fib. So yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, but it could happen. Apple. Let's go over Apple. We'll go over the dollar. Maybe I'll try to do some technical analysis on the VIX. Apple, haven't been doing that much in-depth analysis on Apple, to be honest, but I think that, again, this could be similar to what I just said on Tesla. If we just get, if this is just the A wave right here, and we're getting a B wave right here, then this could potentially go much higher. Let's zoom out and look at the whole chart though. So if this is W, this is X, this is A, we could be getting A, B, C move up here, and then fall back down here later to new lows, but not that much. Maybe only somewhere around like 120, basically where we already are at on the A wave. We could just get a normal flat for this Y wave. So the Y wave down here, this could be a normal flat. So we get ABC, then we get A, B, C, and then maybe we get a 5-wave move down here to just 120-ish. If we zoom out to the whole chart, it makes more sense too, because if this is the first, second, and third wave right here, we've already retraced to the 0.38 fib. So for a normal fourth wave, it's already completed. So for it to go down much lower kind of seems illogical, for that reason, I actually think that it's a very good chance we could come all the way up here to the highs and then come back down here and just make a normal flat to complete the overall WXY move. So Apple and Tesla, just looking at them, I think it's very likely they both go higher. Microsoft, kind of the same deal on the higher time frames. I have way too many lines going on here. Yeah, I mean, this could be the same thing. It's making a corrective move lower. Don't be surprised if we get the exact same thing. This is corrective. We could be looking at A, B, C higher. Remember that, let's see, 292, let me see here. Yeah, 292 is the 1.61 fib of this move right here. So if this is the A wave right here, pullback, 292 comes up here to the top. Again, that could be the same as Apple and Tesla. It comes up here towards the top of the X wave and then makes a 5-wave move just back down here to the bottom. Zooming out here on the chart, see how much it retraced. I don't even have this marked, I don't think. Yeah, the second wave and first wave are way down there. Huge third wave. So on this one, it's actually retraced about the same as Apple, actually. Normal fourth wave. So yeah, similar to Apple. Come up here to the top of the X wave, come back down here to the bottom of the A wave to complete the WXY move and then go higher. So those are the main ones I'm going to go over. QQQ, go over that real quick. So honestly, a lot of these are just showing me that they're pretty much done correcting. They have a little bit more, and SPY has a little bit more downside, but I don't see the bearishness on most of these right now. Like, I see a little bit more downside and then probably more upside. QQQ, I think it could still go higher to my targets that I've had for a while, 317 to 322. Again, that is up here towards the top of the X wave. So again, we could be looking at something like that. Of course, the bottom is right here at the C wave, and that goes all the way to 200 if we're going to go all the way down to the 1.61 fib. But again, it could just be a normal ABC move, maybe come down here to 230. Short term, let's just look at the chart short term. Same pattern as SPY. I'm thinking the same thing on this. We get a corrective move right here, and just focusing on this area right here. Could be an ending diagonal, so we get did this go above the high? No, it did not. Okay. So ending diagonal could take this down to somewhere around 288, 287. Let's go on the daily and just look at the moving averages and see where they're at. And we have the 50 here at 285. And basically touched, didn't quite touch it yet, but we have the 200 right there. On the weekly time frame, again, we have the 20 down here at 281. I would be surprised if it went down that far, but maybe. So Bollinger Bands, we're not quite to the middle of the chart. On the daily, we are at probably the bottom of the chart because we're way below the 20. We're not quite to the outside of the Bollinger Band, so maybe QQQ has a little bit more downside than SPY. But again, I would say as far as it can go is probably the 50-day moving average on the daily. So 285 would be the max target. I'm looking for 287, 288. The dollar. The dollar, 105.26. Again, this move is very corrective to me. And then this is also corrective. So corrective, corrective. Again, looking for 105.58, looking for maybe 106 max, maybe the top of this candle right here. And then again, we're just waiting to see. Let's zoom in a little bit and just see where we're at. We're waiting to see how this reacts on the pullback. So we get this move right here. This looks like an ABC pattern to me. So that's right up here in our target. That would play into a little bit more downside on all the stocks and indexes. And yeah, the 1.61 fib of this, the 1.61 fib of the A wave is sitting at 105.64. So I think that's probably more likely than this upside target. And that would stay below this candle right here and this candle right here. So still very bearish overall, just based on this chart. But we're going to wait and see. Are we going to get a 5-wave move down to like, let me zoom out again. If we get a 5-wave move down from 105.70 and the top was at 114.70, then we're looking at like 93 or maybe 95 into this support area. But again, the other possibility is this is only the A wave and we're looking at it like A pullback B and we get a C wave up here higher. So we'll see what happens on the next move down. That should tell us a lot. Are we going to get an impulsive move down or a corrective move down for another move higher? So let's go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of falling here as expected. Get rid of this Bollinger Band. Well, we're in the middle of the Bollinger Band on the daily. On the weekly, I think we're way outside on the top side. So again, Bollinger Band on the weekly showing kind of my target for a second wave here at 19 to 20,000. The only other possibility on that is if this ended up being a ABC pattern, expanded flat, which is possible, and then you see more downside. But again, 15,000, based on my calculations, was a very good bottom target. It's a couple thousand higher than the max I thought we could go. So if it were to come down here and break to a new low, it would probably be like 12,000. But I see this as a 5-wave move, and so pulling back here to the weekly 20-day moving average around 19,000 would be very standard for a second wave or a B wave, and then I'd be looking for another move higher to probably minimum 31.5. If we zoom in a little bit, just see where we're at on this pullback. Probably just an ABC pattern right here, so we're probably looking at an A right here, something like that. So yeah, that does not look impulsive to me. That is good news for the bulls. Looks like an ABC pattern to me. So just normal consolidation after a big run up, and I'll personally be buying some here between 19 and 20,000. So that's pretty much it in summary, I guess overall, I'm looking for a little bit more downside on Monday on pretty much everything. Tesla 188. Apple, I didn't give you a downside target, but maybe a little bit more downside and then starting to move up to the high of the X wave. And QQQ, we're looking at like 285 to 290. DXY, maybe 105.70 to 106. Bitcoin, 19 to 20,000. SPY, we're looking at maybe 391 to 393. So that's it. Leave me a comment. If you like my analysis, subscribe to the channel for more updates every day after the market closes usually, and sometimes during the market. And tell me your thoughts on the market right now. Are we going to go higher from here, or do you think that we're ready for a major sell-off? That's it. Have a good weekend.